Hi everyone, we'll get started in just a minute. Go ahead, Sheila. Okay. Good morning. Welcome. Our opening song today, we've only done once or twice, so if you don't remember it all, no worries. You'll get it for the next time. Welcome, welcome everyone. Now you're here, we'll have some fun. First we'll clap our hands just so, then we'll bend and touch our toes. Welcome, welcome everyone. Now you're here, let's have some fun. So I have some books today about tree houses and forts. And that actually is our very, very special book, our one book for Colorado. And I will tell you a little bit more about that in just a moment. First, I would like you to meet my friend Flit. Flit is still a young bird. He's a fledgling. That means he just got his feathers and he's still learning to fly. How are you doing with that, Flit? I'm getting pretty good at flying, woo! And I'm pretty good at listening to stories. That's awesome. Are you ready for some stories? Yes, I just hope I don't get too excited. All right, we'll see what you think. Our first book is called Oliver's Tree, and it is written and illustrated by Kit Chase and published by G.P. Putnam and Sons. Oliver's Tree. That's just a little tiny tree. It's sort of like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Once there were 3 friends, Lulu, Oliver, Charlie. She looks like me. She does. Lulu does look a bit like you. They love to play outside. Ready or not, here I come, said Oliver. Oliver spotted Lulu. He jumped and he jumped, but he couldn't reach her. That's not fair, said Oliver. Trees are out of bounds. No, trees are the best hiding spots, cried Lulu. Not all trees are the same, Charlie said. We'll find a tree you can play in too. So they found another tree. Look, said Lulu, this one's low to the ground, so you can climb it. But it was too small. Oliver couldn't fit. So they found another tree. Try this one, said Charlie. The branches are bigger. But it was too tall. Oliver still couldn't reach his friends. They found one more tree. Perfect, Lulu said. We can help you up. See, it had a nice low branch, but it's a pretty big tree. And it was just right until crash. Oh, bummer. It's hopeless, cried Oliver. Elephants just don't belong in trees. And Oliver walked until he was too tired to take another step. When Lulu and Charlie found him, He was fast asleep. Poor Oliver, said Charlie. He's so sad. I wish we could help him. I have a plan, said Lulu. Lulu searched high and Charlie searched low. They gathered sticks and moss and pawfuls of leaves. And then they rolled and patted and tinkered and nudged until everything was perfect. I wonder what they're making. Surprise, they shouted when Oliver woke up. Where am I? Asked Oliver. In a tree, said Charlie. It's not too small and not too tall, Lulu said. It's a tree house perfect for all of us. Hooray, trumpeted Oliver. This is the best tree in the world. Look, they've got a on the ground level for Oliver, but some high up levels for Lulu. That was fun. What did you think about that, Flit? I want friends like Lulu and Charlie. But you don't need a tree house. You can find your own tree. Oh, yeah, I forgot. So let's stand up and sing a song about trees and give us a chance to move. We did this way back when we were doing outside story time, and it's a good song for moving. The trees are growing tall, the trees are growing tall, with soil and rain and sunny days, the trees are growing tall. The roots are growing strong, the roots are growing strong, with soil and rain and sunny days, the roots are growing strong. The branches are growing high, the branches are growing high, with soil and rain and sunny days, the branches are growing high. But that's all spring and summer, and now it's fall. The leaves are falling down, the leaves are falling down. It's autumn now, it's time to rest, the leaves are falling down. And you can sit down again. And our next book is called The Little Red Fort, and it's written by Brenda Maier, and the pictures are drawn by Sonia Sanchez, and this is published by Scholastic. So this is our one book for Colorado book this year, and that means if you're 4, you get a free book. So come on into the library and get your free copy. Can I get one? Are you 4? Not yet. Well, you know what? If you're only 3, don't worry. There will be a new one book for Colorado next year. But if you're 4, we have copies in English and Spanish to give away. The Little Red Fort. Ruby's mind was always full of ideas. One day, she found some old boards. Who wants to help me build something, she asked her brothers. Yeah, I had older brothers. They're not always so helpful. Oscar Lee pretended not to hear. Rodrigo gave her a look that could melt popsicles. Jose almost fell off the fence. You don't know how to build anything, they said. Ruby shrugged. Then I'll learn. And she did. Who wants to help me draw the plans? Ruby asked. The brothers clutched their sides and howled with laughter. Not me, said Oscar Lee. I don't think so, said Rodrigo. No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. I'll draw them myself. And she did. Oh, look, she's even got a drafting table. Satisfied with her plans, Ruby asked, "Who wants to help me gather supplies?" "Not me," said Oscar Lee. "I don't think so," said Rodrigo. "No way," said Jose. "I'm too busy." "Fine," said Ruby. "I'll gather them myself." And she did. When all the supplies were gathered, Ruby asked, "Who wants to help me cut the boards?" "Not me," said Oscar Lee. "I don't think so," said Rodrigo. "No way," said Jose. "I'm too busy." "Fine," said Ruby. "I'll cut them myself." And she did. Look, she's even very smart. Her mom was helping her, and she's wearing safety goggles. When all the boards were neatly cut, Ruby sang, "Who wants to help me hammer in the nails?" "Not me," said Oscar Lee. "I don't think so," said Rodrigo. "No way," said Jose. "I'm too busy." "Fine," said Ruby. "I'll hammer them myself." Do you know what comes next? And she did. She even got her grandma to help her. Soon Ruby's creation was complete. "Who wants to play in my fort?" she called. "Me," said Oscar Lee. "Let's go," said Rodrigo. "I'll play," said Jose. "I'm not busy anymore." "Not so fast," Ruby said. "You didn't help me draw the plans, or gather supplies, or cut the boards, or hammer the nails. You said I didn't know how to build, and you laughed at me. I'm going to play in the fort by myself." And she did. Look, she even made a sign that said Ruby's Fort. "We didn't want to play anyway," the boys said. But they did. So they huddled, whispered, and got straight to work. Oscar Lee made a mailbox. Rodrigo planted flowers. And Jose painted the fort fire engine red. Ruby was delighted. That evening, the boys followed a delicious aroma to a fort warming party. "Who wants to help me clean this plate?" Ruby asked. "We do," said the boys. And they did. Looks like they maybe ate some very yummy cookies. So maybe you might want to build a fort at your house. Here are some ideas from the author. You could use some cushions from your sofa. You could use some chairs and blankets. You could make a snow fort. Maybe not today, but I bet the next time it snows we might get enough. You might use sheets and bedspreads over a bunk bed fort. And if you think of your own ideas for making a fort, you can take a picture and send them to us at sclnorthbranch@gmail.com. So let's do a poem about trees. Thank you, Missy. It's like, whoa, she's way too close. All right. I'm going to pull oops, she took my chair. I'll put this on. Thank you. All right. I need you to act this out with me. Are you ready? Trees are good for climbing. Trees are good for running round. Trees are good for shaking hard to get the pine cones on the ground. Trees are good for birds to peck. Trees are good for squirrels to hide. Trees are good for owls to sleep when the sun is bright outside. Trees are good for picking apples. Crunch. Trees are good for hanging swings. Trees are good for birds to sit on when they need to rest their wings. Let's try that again, since you probably haven't seen that one before. Are you ready? Trees are good for climbing. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see the words just a little better. Ready? Trees are good for climbing up. Trees are good for running round. Trees are good for shaking hard to get the pine cones on the ground. Trees are good for birds to peck, 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 peck. Trees are good for squirrels to hide. Trees are good for owls to sleep when the sun is bright outside. Trees are good for picking apples. Oh, take a big bite. Crunch. And trees are good for hanging swings. And trees are good for birds to sit on when they need to rest their wings. Thank you for joining me in that. What do you think about trees, Flint? Oh, I need lots of trees because I can't fly too far, so I need trees to rest and take a break. Well, I bet you're going to get better at flying every day. I'm trying. All right, our last story is one of our favorites, Pete the Cat, and Pete the Cat and the Tip-Top Treehouse. And this story is by James Dean, both the pictures and the words, and it is published by Harper Collins. Let's see what Pete and his friends get up to. Pete the Cat has built a tree house. Look, he hung a swing too. He calls his friends, "I just built a tree house. Come on over to play." And Pete's friends show up. "This is great," says his friends, "but it's a little small." "You are right," says Pete. "It's too small. I'll fix that." Pete starts building a bigger tree house. "Do you want some help?" asks Callie. "Sure," says Pete, and Callie carries up more wood. "Can I help too?" asks Marty. "Sure," said Pete, and together they build a tower for Pete's tree house. I was thinking that almost looks like a rocket ship. "Let's have a treehouse party," said Marty. "A party?" said Pete. "What will everyone do?" "I can help with that," said Emma. "This is great," said Pete. "Let's do it." Pete, Marty, Callie, Emma, and Grumpy Toad get to work. They build an arcade. They fill it with fun games. They build a bowling alley. It has 20 lanes. They build a wave pool. Pete can surf indoors. Cowabunga, dude. They build a movie theater and a skate park, a climbing wall, and an ice ring. Phew, these guys work fast. Pete's friends all come for the party. Pete takes one friend to the bowling alley. He takes one friend to the movie theater. He takes one friend to the skate park. And Pete lets one friend surf in the wave pool. "Is everyone here?" asks Pete. "Yeah, but we're all alone," his friends say. "We came to play with each other." "Oh," says Pete, "everyone, let's meet down at the jungle gym." And everyone climbs down. The treehouse is amazing, says his friends. Thanks, said Pete. I'm glad it brought us all together. Well, the treehouse I made is not quite as spectacular as Pete's, but you can come in to the library and pick up a kit with all the pieces for it. We've got a tree, and I colored it with some fall colored leaves, and a tree house, and a rope ladder with some yarn and some straw for the steps. And the way that I split the popsicle sticks for the roof is I just kind of cut at them a little bit and get the edges worn down, and then I just broke them in half. And I definitely recommend using white glue, not glue stick, for the sticks and the straw pieces. They'll stick better. So both one book for Colorado in English and Spanish and the kits for making a tree house. They'll be on the table where the makerspace used to be. So come on into the library and get your kit. And if you're 4, come get your book. So, do we have anyone who said, well, it is a pretty morning, so if some of you watch this later instead of right now, I understand that. Let's do our clapping to say goodbye. And we're going to say goodbye like a bird and say goodbye like a tree. How about a tree? Say goodbye. How about we'll wave our branches, all right? And a bird will just do a little squeaky one. And goodbye in Italian is ciao, and goodbye in Spanish is adios. But I bet you remembered that already. Got your clapping hands ready? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Say goodbye like a tree if you can. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Say goodbye like a bird if you can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Say goodbye in Spanish if you can. Adios. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Say goodbye in Italian if you can. Ciao. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back in 2 weeks. Yes, I think I will be back on the 24th. All right, have a beautiful day.